Good evening and welcome to Ignite News on 6 at 6. It's Wednesday, October 1st, 2025. I'm Rhiannon Nakram. Thanks for joining us. Here are the headlines. President Irfan Ali unveils 9 new banking measures to safeguard foreign currency flow. Guyana has launched its National Mineral Mapping Project, a landmark initiative to boost transparency, attract investment, and guide sustainable land use. President Irfan Ali is urging Caribbean leaders to hold transparent talks to ensure the Caribbean remains a zone of peace. And this year's Pinktober launch highlights the importance of early detection. A number of measures will be enforced in the banking system as part of the government's strategic approach to safeguard the flow and availability of foreign currency. President Dr. Irfan Ali outlined the stipulations last evening during a meeting with heads of commercial banks and key state officials. The rising demand for US dollars and its frequent unavailability has triggered complaints about its impact on commercial transactions and business operations. An interagency task force has identified loopholes and unscrupulous practices that force repeated government intervention, including the injection of large sums of US dollars to meet demand. The 9 measures include a local content registered companies having a local bank account where foreign currencies must be remitted. Also included is a requirement that companies importing goods into the country will share information regarding the invoice and bill of lading between the commercial bank and the Guyana Revenue Authority for verification and authorization purposes before funds are released. Penalties will apply for inflated invoices for capital flight. The use of personal credit cards will be strictly prohibited to settle business accounts. Additionally, there will be a single window post-clearing system at the Bank of Guyana to allow for reconciliation of the company's prior transactions before new foreign currency requests are facilitated.
So that's the SOP. This will take away all the accusations and it will bring parity in the system. We had already discussed many of these with you, but we're now going to set up the institutional mechanism through which we're going to pursue these. And this is an effort to monitor and ensure that we have enough foreign currency in the market.
The president disclosed that last year, US $332 million was injected into the banking system to meet demand. That sum has significantly increased this year. As of September 30th, 2025, the figure stands at US $1.2 billion. The U.S. Embassy in Guyana says its Facebook account will not be updated regularly until full government operations in Washington resume. In a statement, the embassy explained the move follows the ongoing U.S. federal government shutdown, which has created a lapse in appropriations. Only urgent safety and security information will be shared on Facebook. Passport and visa services in the United States and at U.S. embassies and consulates overseas will continue for now, as the situation permits. However, officials warn that non-urgent services may face delays. The embassy is advising Guyanese citizens and travelers to check travel.state.gov for the latest updates on services and operating hours. Today marks a historic milestone for Guyana. The country has officially launched its National Mineral Mapping Project at the Eugene F. Carrier Airport. The initiative, led by the Ministry of Natural Resources and the Guyana Geology and Mines Commission, is designed to identify and catalog mineral resources nationwide. Officials say the project will improve transparency in the mining sector, attract responsible investors, and provide critical data for sustainable land use. Our reporter Kaylee Carter was there and filed this report.
Thank you, Rihanna. I'm here at the Roraima hangar at the Eugene F. Carrier Airport, where the Ministry of Natural Resources has just launched its mineral mapping project. The initiative was designed to modernize Guyana's mineral inventory, making exploration more efficient and help to attract new investors into the mining sector. The event is marked as a major step in updating Guyana's geological data that in some cases had not been refreshed in decades.
The Guyana Geology and Mines Commission, as the executing agent for the Ministry of Natural Resources on this multi-year strategic and critical exercise, which is a mineral mapping study of Guyana's mineral resources. Yes, this can be about gold, but this is also about so much more. It's about an organized inventory of our mineral resources. It is about the geological and the geochemistry and structural relationships of our massive mineralized terrains, their influence on the locations, their accessibility and availability for exploitation, which in turn contributes to how we plan to invest and how we garner investments at the various scales of operations, and how we can prepare ourselves for another significant episode of future and futuristic commercial, technology-driven industrial endeavors that we expect to sustain our succeeding generations comfortably.
Mineral mapping is vital for guiding exploration, reducing costs, and supporting land use and environmental planning. In Guyana, the last comprehensive surveys were done decades ago, with only limited updates since. Today's project is seen as a major step in modernizing the country's mineral database and aligning it with global standards.
And as was mentioned, this project ties in perfectly into our low carbon development strategy, which speaks to sustainable mining, logging, and it is also a roadmap to balancing economic development with environmental sustainability.
Today's launch was presented as a transformative move for Guyana's mining industry, with officials emphasizing its role in improving efficiency and identifying strategic minerals. Reporting from the Roraima hangar at the Eugene F. Correa Airport, I'm Kaylee Carter for Ignite News. Back to you, Rihanna.
Thank you, Kaylee. Authorities believe the project will help modernize mining and ensure the benefits of resource development are shared fairly among all Guyanese. We'll keep following the story as it develops in the months ahead. Guyana is emerging as one of the world's fastest-growing frontier economies, posting 43% GDP growth in 2024, the fifth straight year of double-digit expansion. That's according to Chief Investment Officer Dr. Peter Ramsarup. Dr. Ramsarup, who leads the Guyana Office for Investment, Gov't, says the boom isn't only about natural resources, but also disciplined leadership, sound fiscal policy, and resilient institutions. He describes Guyana alongside Brazil and Suriname as a new jaguar economy, resource-powered, investment-disciplined, and globally strategic. He noted that under President Ali, the Natural Resource Fund is fueling long-term investments in infrastructure, education, energy, climate action, and digital development, rather than short-term consumption. Key growth areas include oil and gas-to-energy projects, renewables, gold, agriculture, carbon credits, ICT, and green manufacturing, with electric vehicle giant BYD set to arrive in 2025. Dr. Ramsarup says Guyana's food self-sufficiency is more than pride. It's geopolitical leverage across a 400 million person regional market. When returned, President Ali calls for regional talks on U.S. naval activity. The government defends small rice farmers, and students at New Amsterdam Secondary School showcase their science skills.
Fuel it up and drive, super 95. Tune up, fuel it up and drive, super 95. Tune up, protect your fuel system, boy. High mileage and performance, boy.
Gov't Super 95 gasoline gives you more reasons to drive and is available at 56 service stations nationwide. For affordable price, high performance, and high mileage, choose Gov't's Super 95 gasoline.
Fuel it up and drive.
Welcome back. President Irfan Ali is urging Caribbean leaders to hold open and transparent discussions on the growing U.S. naval presence in the region. Speaking in a recent interview, the president said that while some view the military buildup as support for counter-narcotics and security, Guyana believes it requires careful, collective analysis.
This requires a mature discussion also, in which we look at the intelligence services. I mean, it's okay to say that you see the U.S. Building up military presence, but is there something else that is going on that the public is not seeing? And that is what the mature. You notice Prime Minister Mate, I think, refer to the building up of military on all sides, even in Venezuela.
Yes.
So, and that's of concern to us, because and that is why the mature conversation must examine the facts as to what is happening and who are the other players in the region, who are the other players in the region, and where are they playing, and what is their purpose. And I think, and that is where leaders are must lead.
Ali pointed to issues like drug trafficking, illegal migration, and the use of Caribbean waterways for transshipment, saying these require careful monitoring and regional cooperation. He emphasized that Guyana has always defended sovereignty through diplomacy and fact-based engagement, even amid ongoing tensions with Venezuela.
What is needed is a meeting of minds, meeting to share intelligence and to share information, so a fuller understanding of what is at stake here is before all of us.
The U.S. has recently expanded naval operations in the southern Caribbean, deploying warships, submarines, and personnel on their counter-narcotics missions. But with concerns rising across the region, President Ali insists that dialogue, transparency, and intelligence sharing are the only way Caribbean nations can safeguard peace while confronting emerging security challenges together. The government of Guyana has strongly rejected recent remarks by former Finance Minister Winston Jordan, who suggested that smaller farmers should exit the rice industry. According to Jordan, Guyana should reduce rice production in response to falling global rice prices. Officials described the comments as reckless and dismissive of the thousands of families whose livelihoods depend on rice cultivation. In a statement, the government said that under the coalition administration, 2015 to 2020, farmers were left to struggle under policy treating rice strictly as a private business. During that period, Panama defaulted on payments for rice supplied, and farmers and millers reported to receive no state assistance. In contrast, the Irfan Ali-led PBC administration has ensured that millers and farmers were compensated for outstanding sums owed by Panama. Government officials also stressed that current policies have supported industry growth, expanded markets, and improved access to resources for small-scale farmers. Rice remains a critical pillar of the Guyanese economy and a source of national pride. The release emphasized, with officials warning that dismissing small farmers undermines resilience and contributions of the sector. The New Amsterdam Secondary School in Region 6 wrapped up Education Month 2025 with a vibrant science exhibition under the theme Quality Education for National Development. Head of the Science Department, Ms. Benita Samru Prasad, said the exhibition was designed to make science more engaging and practical for students.
We, the Science Department, has come together to exhibit our different laboratory equipments and carry out simple experiments while complex experiments to bring children aware of what is going on in our school. We do not believe in teaching just theory, we believe in practical. And where they see the practical aspect, it will be able to help them more. An idea of what they want to do, especially in the science field. Right? If they had the excitement within it by watching movies or watching the TV, it brings them alive, a full view of what they need, right? And an exposure, so they will have a clearer view of what path they want to go.
Students from all levels toured the exhibits throughout the day and were exposed to live demonstrations in chemistry, physics, and biology. Many eagerly interacted with teachers, asking questions and showing enthusiasm for the experiments. Prasad also highlighted the contributions of donors who continue to strengthen the school's laboratories.
I'd say we've improved a lot because my department and myself, we work hard, we ask for donations, we seek help. The former president, he donated $1 million to enhance the lab. Then we have Mr. Boyles, Andrew Boyles from Eureka Lab, who funded our labs with a lot of things, right? He's one of our biggest donors in the lab, yes. So we're moving slowly but surely.
The exhibition underscored this year's Education Month theme by showing how quality education, grounded in both theory and practical application, can inspire students and contribute to Guyana's national development. Still in the education sector, Education Minister Sonia Parag has pledged firm action to address bullying in Guyana schools, following several reported cases since the new term began. The minister said the issue will be treated as a priority, with national consultations planned involving parents, teachers, and other stakeholders to shape solutions. She emphasized the need for a clear framework, one that punishes misconduct, while supporting behavioral change. While the Juvenile Justice Act outlines disciplinary measures, specific anti-bullying policies in schools may be strengthened, with possible legislation in the future. Parag acknowledged that bullying often stems from wider social and family issues, but stressed that no child should be allowed to harm another. She noted that suspensions or expulsions alone are not always effective. Plans include reviewing existing policies, introducing moral education from nursery level, and reinforcing positive behavior daily in classrooms. She assured that new measures will be developed with public input. Earlier this year, a draft plan was announced by former Education Minister Priya Manik Chan, which included parental accountability contracts, as part of efforts to combat bullying. When we come back, Ghana launches Pinktober for breast cancer awareness. Belize High Commission helps youth build confidence and leadership skills. And Shamar Britton sweeps national table tennis titles.
Your business is built on hard work, vision, and the drive to succeed. At GBTI, we understand what it takes to grow. That's why we offer Grow, a small business service designed to help your business expand, adapt, and reach its full potential. From new opportunities to new milestones, we're here to support you every step of the way. Grow from GBTI. Progress starts here.
You're watching Ignite News on 6 at 6. Thanks for staying with us. Ghana's Pinktober launch highlighted breast cancer awareness and the importance of early detection. With October designated Breast Cancer Awareness Month, One Communications, in partnership with the Ministry of Health, today launched Pinktober under the theme, Act Now, Live Strong. The initiative, which was unveiled at the Pegasus Corporate Suites in Georgetown, aims to raise awareness about cancer prevention and treatment, while promoting solidarity with survivors and their families. Ignite News senior reporter Utamu Bell was there and shared insights into the activities.
With Pinktober 2025 launched, some of the key focuses remain on spreading cancer awareness as well as showing support and love to survivors. Let's hear some of the inspiring stories from some of the survivors who were present here today.
I want to encourage each and every one of us, those with fighting cancer and those who survive cancer, give them all your love and support. We are battling this sickness 365 days a year. But you know, in October, everybody said, yes, October, and everybody, you get called left, right, and center. The whole month you're getting called. What about us who are going through this thing? Every time I feel a pain in my belly, I say, Lord, help me. We're going through this again. So I want to encourage each and every one of you here. Not only look in October for cancer survivors.
What brought me to this point of my journey is, one, knowing that I have that support, especially what I get from my daughter. Two, knowing that there are people out there, because I do get support from these groups also. People out there that are actually there with you.
Coordinator for Chronic Diseases within the Ministry of Health, Denelli Dre-Paul, stressed the importance of early detection as she encouraged all to utilize the free services offered by regional hospitals.
We noticed that every October, everybody jumps in the bandwagon. They wear the pink. Everybody wants to get screened. And after October, it just dies down.
Reporting from the Pegasus Hotel here in Georgetown at the launch of Pinktober, I'm Utamu Bell for Ignite News.
Thank you, Utamu. President of the Ghana Cancer Society, Sharir Chan, also encouraged regular screening. Know that late diagnosis leads to high mortality rate. Meanwhile, Marketing Director of One Communications, Ian Lewis, stressed the importance of the team, as well as early detection. Building confidence, advocacy, and leadership skills among young people was the focus of a recent public speaking and protocol workshop hosted by the Imperial House in collaboration with the Belize High Commission.
Public speaking and protocol has a heavy level of importance, because then it builds the confidence of the individual. So for you to be able to go out and project, for you to be able to have others understand who you are, you have to exhibit that confidence. It then spills over the individual, the society, the country, and our region.
The workshop held at the World Trade Center Georgetown saw 36 young participants awarded certificates after sessions in public speaking, event hosting, and professional protocols. Trainers included Ambassador Lisa Shulman, Janelle Prasad, Anita Ramprasad, Travis Bruce, and Safraz Yakub.
It is where it's a bilateral relationship between Belize and Guyana. The benefit for Belize is that we are partnering, and we're looking after what is our social responsibility in this country. Because Guyana has been a very good partner. We are giving back what has been shared with us, so it is us paying back that relationship.
Commissioner Garnett noted that the sessions were tailored to the participants' needs.
All of the sessions that were planned in collaboration with the Imperial House were targeted sessions.
With 33 female and 3 male participants, discussions also focused on engaging young men in empowerment initiatives.
We had one of the males who said, well, you know what, I am here, I am participating, but it is where we need to do more for the males in our society. And then you think about it and you say, you know what, this is very much true, because in as much as we want to empower our females, we can't leave our males behind. So that then propelled us into another level of conversation. So it's not where there's a particular as such, it is where all of the sessions then leaned into us being able to have a good conversation about the issues that the young people are facing.
Beyond skills training, the workshop also offered networking and mentorship opportunities, reinforcing the importance of youth development in professional, public, and diplomatic spheres. In sports, Shamar Britton ruled the table tennis court at the Senior National Championships, capturing 3 titles during the opening weekend at the National Gymnasium on Mandela Avenue. On Sunday, Britton made history, winning the coveted men's singles crown for the very first time. He went unbeaten, defeating rivals including Nigel Bryan, Jonathan Bang Lang, Elishaba Johnson, and Arne Hickerson in straight sets, before topping Niran Bisu, Joel Allen, and Christian Sahadio 3-1. His perfect run left him with 14 points, ahead of Johnson on 13 and Van Lang on 12. Earlier on Saturday, he teamed up with Olympian Chelsea Edgel to take the mixed doubles, before partnering with Van Lang to claim the men's doubles. The tournament continues October 4th at 10:30, with women's doubles and singles, along with the C and B class open matches. Australia launched their Women's World Cup defense in style, beating New Zealand by 89 runs in indoor. Ash Garner was the star, smashing 115 from 83 balls, after Australia slipped to 128 for 5. Her lower order rescue lifted the champions to 326 all out. Phoebe Litchfield added a quick-fire 45, while New Zealand's Leah Tahuhu took 3 wickets. In reply, the White Ferns slumped to naught for 2 before skipper Sophie Devine fought back with a brilliant 112 of 112 balls, hammering 12 fours and 3 sixes. But her dismissal in the 43rd over sparked a collapse, with New Zealand losing their last 4 wickets for just 2 runs to finish on 237 all out. Garner's all-round brilliance and Devine's long resistance set the tone for an exciting tournament, as Australia chased an 8th World Cup crown. Still ahead, a dramatic turnaround for Trinidad and Tobago's Dragon gas deal. Washington gridlock leaves the U.S. government shut down. And in Indonesia, the desperate search continues after a deadly school collapse. Welcome back. In Trinidad and Tobago, Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar has secured a major reversal from the United States on the stalled Dragon gas project. 3 months after declaring the Dragon gas deal dead, Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar has secured a major reversal from the United States. Following a high-level meeting in Washington with Secretary of State Marco Rubio, the U.S. government has restored support for Trinidad and Tobago's cross-border hydrocarbon projects with Venezuela. That includes approval of new OFAC licenses, clearing the way for fresh talks on developing the Dragon and Coquina Mannequin fields. In a statement, Persad-Bissessar called the talks very important discussions for bilateral interest, while Energy Minister Rudlal Munilal hailed the decision as a remarkable achievement for economic recovery. The deal had been stalled since April when the U.S. revoked 2 licenses under the former Rowley administration. The Dragon field alone is estimated to hold 4 trillion cubic feet of natural gas, seen as vital for liquefied natural gas supplies. The turnaround marks a major boost for the Prime Minister's energy diplomacy and for Trinidad and Tobago's gas future. In the U.S., the government was officially shut down and lawmakers remained locked in a bitter blame game. Today's senators held 2 votes mirroring yesterday's failed attempts. A proposal from the Democrats with health care provisions was defeated 47 to 53, with all Democrats in favor and Republicans opposed, while a clean Republican stopgap measure also failed, 55 to 45. Either bill will require 60 votes in favor to pass. Republicans have branded the crisis a Democrat shutdown, even posting a countdown timer on the White House website. Vice President J.D. Vance blasted Democrats for holding the government hostage over health care costs, while Homeland Security Chief Kristi Noem warned over 150,000 officers and nearly 50,000 service members must now work without pay.
What they have done instead is to shut down the government because we won't give billions of dollars to health care funding for illegal aliens. That is what has actually happened. To the American people who are watching, the reason your government is shut down at this very minute is because, despite the fact that the overwhelming majority of congressional Republicans and even a few moderate Democrats supported opening the government, the Chuck Schumer AOC wing of the Democratic Party shut down the government because they said to us, we will open the government, but only if you give billions of dollars of funding for health care for illegal aliens.
Democrats are pointing the finger back. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer said Republicans can't bully us, note that they had refused to negotiate since March. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries insisted Democrats remain ready to find a bipartisan path to reopen government.
Leader Schumer and myself met with President Trump and legislative leaders on Monday. We had a conversation that was designed to avoid a painful government shutdown and address the Republican health care crisis. Subsequent to that meeting, we heard nothing from any of the legislative leaders on the Republican side. Democrats have repeatedly made clear we are ready to sit down with anyone at any time and at any place in order now to reopen the government, to enact a spending agreement that meets the needs of the American people, and to address the devastating Republican health care crisis.
Majority Leader John Thune and Speaker Mike Johnson meanwhile accused Democrats of playing politics, saying the shutdown was entirely avoidable if they had passed the House-backed plan. Despite 3 Democrats breaking ranks to support a short-term funding deal, neither side gained enough votes to prevent the shutdown. The Senate is expected to return Friday to continue negotiations, as thousands of federal workers and military families brace for the impact. Finally, this evening in Indonesia, the desperate search continues for victims of a collapsed Islamic boarding school in East Java, now in its 2nd day. Authorities confirmed 3 people have been found dead, while 99 children and workers have been accounted for, but 91 remain missing, feared trapped beneath slabs of concrete. Rescue teams say they detected signs of life using cameras to spot at least 6 victims moving their legs beneath the rubble. Families anxiously crowd around whiteboards listing survivors, while parents continue frantic searches for their children. Excavators and cranes are on site, but rescuers are avoiding heavy machinery to prevent further collapse. 26 injured are being treated in hospital. Officials say the tragedy was caused by foundation pillars giving way under the weight of ongoing construction, renewing concerns over Indonesia's lax building safety standards. The search for the missing continues. And that's all for this edition of Ignite News on 6 at 6. For more stories, visit ignitenews.com or follow us on social media. Thanks for watching. I'm Rihanna Nikram. See you tomorrow for more Ignite News.